After 15,000 miles with the Cybertruck, here are top 9 accessories you absolutely need to have. Let's go. So we'll start with the exterior and then go into the interior. So number 1 is going to be the hub wheel cover. When Tesla first announced the Cybertruck, they actually gave a wheel cover, but they quickly recalled that, which meant that only the really early deliveries got it, which meant that you had this massive hole and it doesn't look as clean. So we have this wheel cover, very easy to use, and then all you have to do is just put it in, and now it looks a lot more complete, and you can hide all those lug nuts. So since we're in this section, number 2 is going to be mud flap. But you can see all the mud that this thing captures right over here on a close-up. And because look at these 35-inch tires, they're huge, they're muddy, you're supposed to get it muddy, but it makes it a lot easier to clean if this catches it rather than going into the Cybertruck itself. So the mud flap actually goes on the existing little trim right here. There's also one for the backside, and for this, it's of course behind the tires. And that's really important so that it can capture all the mud, dirt, and all those things. So that's number 2. And I'm gonna go to the other side to show you what it looks like without it. You can see on our wrap, you can see all the mud that flung all the way across, mainly because there isn't a mud flap here. Speaking of the wrap, this is actually our prototype that we first installed when we first launched this. And this is our X-ray kit, which gets me to my next point. For number 3, it's going to be wraps. If you have owned your Cybertruck for at least a week, you'll realize that your fingerprints are going to stain and stay there for a lot longer than you want. So wraps are going to be a great way to keep it clean and also make it look like your own. So in this case, it's a very unique custom wrap. But not only that, if this is too wild for you, we have all the colors right here that is available across all different brands that you can get to customize your Tesla Cybertruck. Number 4 would be the Cybertruck rear camera washer. And it's interesting because they put a washer in the front, which was really cool. But then I actually don't use the front camera as much as I do for the rear camera. So they didn't put a washer in the back. So what we did is we partner with Clearview. So we run the line from the front and then go all the way back, and now you have a rear camera washer. And the way it works is you actually click on the washer on the screen, on the camera, and that will actually not only clean the front camera, but also the rear camera. So it makes sure that in snow, whatever it is, it will stay clean and you always have line of sight. And that's really important because on the Cybertruck, your tonneau cover is going to be closed for the most part, which means that you don't have access to the rear view at all. So the only thing that you rely on is going to be that camera, which is why I think it is necessary. So we are gonna start going into the interior, but before we do, make sure you click on that subscribe button because we are gonna be making a lot more cool content around all Teslas. Once you open this, you can see that I have a pet liner. So I have a pretty medium-sized dog, about 40 pounds. And you could actually, I mean, there's 2 ways. You could actually raise the seats up and that will give you enough space. But my dog's kind of anxious. So Oreo is my dog's name, likes to kind of see above, right? And it makes the dog a little less anxious. So we like using this pet liner. It keeps my seat clean from scratches. So these are side flaps as well. So these are also pleather. And these can damage pretty easily, especially with claws. So this side flap, as you can see back there, is gonna cover all of that so that it ensures that pretty much all around is going to be protected. So it's interesting because the pet cover also right here goes on top of the headrest, also protects that. So pretty much everything, it has a very low chance that the dog can damage anything. And there's some pockets like right here. You could put the snackies over here. I know I'm like talking up this, but if you're a dog lover, you understand it. On top of being able to look up, there's gonna be a mesh in the center so you could still see them. So this is a must-have, especially if you're a pet lover. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close this, and we're gonna go into the front and show you what I think you need for the interior. As far as the interior, the next one is going to be a behind the screen organizer. And what that looks like is it's right behind the screen, exactly what I said. I'm gonna try to remove this. You just slide it out, but it is TPU material. It's nice and soft, so it's a little bit moldable. And you could put some of those things that you want to keep, like hand sanitizers or pens or chargers and stuff like that on here, so that you don't really see it, out of sight, out of mind. So this is one of those, for me at least, it's a catch-all. Maybe I have some random keys I use every now and then for my garage or like my shed, and that's what I use this for. The next one though, is I think is really important, and I use this a lot, is there's an organizer down here. So without this, it is just kind of like a freestanding space. It's really nice to have because I like putting my backpack there and stuff like that. But I also like having this organizational component to it. So like I have extra hats, some of our cleaners. I have a glass cleaner here because it just absolutely, like, this is a massive windshield. Need to keep this clean. And then I have other things like for my wife, like lip chapsticks and stuff like that. It's also random. But it has a little bit more compartmentalized instead of like this one massive space. And it can be very, very useful. And it's really easy to clean as well. So if that gets dirty, just take it out. Also TPU material, soft material, so it's very, very easy to clean. Rinse it out, and then it is good to go. So the next one is going to be a screen protector. And look, I think a lot of people say, look, I don't need a screen protector. When am I ever gonna touch this thing other than me, touching with my fingers? You'd be surprised. So like, there's been times on other Teslas where, like, I don't know, a friend of mine got in with their backpack or something and hit it, and it like chipped the screen a little bit. So like, ever since after that incident, we've been putting screen protectors, and that's why we sell it. So we offer it in clear and matte versions. Matte does reduce a little bit of clarity, but at the same, it just flattens the look a little bit. So depending on the person, you can choose that, but it is tempered 9H, so it's super hard. And also if it cracks, it doesn't like shatter, right? It's shatterproof and stuff like that. So the screen protector is also not just for the front. Ours also come from front and the rear screen as well, so that when you have those little ones and they touch it, it also protects it from them, right? So that would be definitely a must-have in my opinion. Last but not least, we live in Tennessee, and Tennessee can get pretty hot during the summer. But this Windshield Sunshade is going to make sure that it protects everything in the front. So like when you're, I don't know, at an airport and you park it, you could actually put this. And honestly, if I use it often, because there's such a big space, I actually just leave it here. And then when I need it, I just put it up. So it's actually compartmentalized in a way that it goes around this, and you just kind of put it up, and then you make sure that your car stays nice and cool. And not only that, it also, I mean, my windows are tinted all around, so it's pretty dark, but it also kind of, I feel like some more privacy, like especially like at airports. I don't want people like veering in. So this is also another way to kind of block access to inside the car as well. So that pretty much sums up my top 9 must-haves for the Cybertruck. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Regardless of whether you buy from us or not, we're here to help. And if you have any accessories that you want to see from us, let us know in the comments below. We can work on it. We have full R&D capability, and we're already working on a lot of other stuff, but we'll add it to our list. And we'll see you later.